Hello, and welcome back to War Machines. After this episode, we will officially be halfway through the heat, and 6 bots will have claimed their spot in the semifinals. Featured here in Heat F, we will lead things off with the BattleBots Season 4 runner-up, Witch Doctor, who will take on the one bot we unfortunately did not get to see compete in BattleBots Season 4 due to dropout, but you still wouldn't want to underestimate Electric Ray, the double horizontal spinner bot. Next, we have the BattleBots 2019 runner-up, Thunderchild, who will take on Robot Wars Season 3 runner-up and 3-time grand finalist Hypnodisc. The next fight is one you wouldn't want to miss, as 2 BattleBots Season 4 competitors, with one of them being a top 16 competitor, Blacksmith and Petunia, will meet. The first round will end with BattleBot's top 16 competitor, Quantum, who will take on the Classic Series version of Beta, but they are just as much of a threat as they were in the second season of BattleBots. If you haven't watched the first 5 episodes, in each heat, 8 bots compete bracket style for a spot in the semifinals. All fights in the first 2 rounds are single elimination, and the heat final is 2 out of 3. The winner of the heat final will get an automatic spot in the semifinals, and the runner-up of the heat will get the opportunity to compete in the last chance episode, where they'll compete for one of 4 wildcard spots back into the tournament. Who will join the first 5 teams who have won their spots into the semifinals? Find out as we lead off the fights with Witch Doctor versus Electric Ray. Witch Doctor going with their horizontal spinner armor configuration for this one. Let the bot battle begin. Witch Doctor going for the tire here. They're going to open up the pit, getting that weapon up to speed. A big hit. Electric Ray down the pit, and it took one shot. Witch Doctor showing that they mean business for this tournament here, as they easily move on to the next round, where they will take on the winner of our next fight, Thunderchild versus Hypnodisc. 2 awesome designs in the ring for this fight. Let the bot battle begin. Hypnodisc getting their spinner up to speed while looks like Thunderchild is box rushing them, just charging right into them, trying to get some aggression and control points here. Another big charge sends Hypnodisc back. Hypnodisc is hitting Thunderchild with that horizontal spinner after every strike. Hypnodisc does get flipped, but they do have a self-righting mechanism. Another big charge by Thunderchild, just pushing Hypnodisc back. Another big hit and a flip by Thunderchild. Another big charge with that wedge. We are approaching a minute in this fight, and right now I'd say Thunderchild's got an early lead. Another flip by Thunderchild. Thunderchild pushing them towards the tire. Out of the arena goes Hypnodisc, resulting in a knockout for Thunderchild, who will move on and will take on the BattleBots runner-up, Witch Doctor. This should be an interesting one, as coming up next, Blacksmith versus Petunia. 2 BattleBots teams you wouldn't want to fight in the arena here. Let the bot battle begin. Blacksmith kind of stumbling a little bit on those forks, but they do land a hit on Petunia. Petunia rams themselves into the rails and onto their backside here. Big hit by Blacksmith with that flaming hammer. Petunia trying to self-right so they can use that crusher, but not very successful at it right now. Blacksmith coming in with that flaming hammer, trying to get that fire into the insides of Petunia. Couple swings and misses by Blacksmith. Blacksmith continuing to stumble on some of those forks. One of them jammed on the underside of Blacksmith here. Blacksmith needs to get that unstuck. Here comes Blacksmith with a big hit. Another shot, as Petunia's got to get out of the corner and got herself right here. We are a minute into this fight, and Blacksmith has definitely been controlling this fight so far. Petunia trying to get to the sides of Blacksmith, unsuccessful. They're back on their backside after taking a couple shots from that flaming hammer. Blacksmith flips themselves, gets flipped over, but they can self-right easily. Petunia just unable to get back into a working position there. There they go. Oh, they self-right again. Not before taking a couple more hits from Blacksmith. Petunia just trying to get around to the sides, which is their target place. As for where they want to aim that Crushers, they just can't get a grip on Blacksmith. Nearly 2 minutes through this fight here, Blacksmith has been landing blow after blow with that flaming hammer. Petunia has spent most of this fight right now onto their backside, and surely if this went to the judges, this will definitely emphasize their decision for who should take this fight here. More shots and more flame going to the insides of Petunia. Blacksmith flipped over. Is this Petunia's shot here? But no. Not quite does that Crusher get to the insides of Blacksmith. More shots from that flaming hammer back on their backsides. Petunia, 30 seconds left. Petunia's got to get self-right and get something going with that Crusher. They got to get a miracle blow here if they want to win this fight. More hits from Blacksmith's hammer. 15 seconds left in this fight. Shot after shot from that hammer of Blacksmith. 10 seconds left. It is looking like this fight is going to go to the judges. Last second shot by Blacksmith right as the clock ran out. This fight went to the judges, as the panel of judges will be scoring this fight based off of BattleBots' 7-point scale, 3 points for damage, 2 points for aggression, and 2 points for control, if you weren't around for the first 5 episodes. The panel of judges voted this fight unanimously in favor of Blacksmith, as Blacksmith will win this fight. I agree with that, as they had a lot more moments in that fight, as Blacksmith will move on and will take on the winner of our next fight, as we will see the Crusher of Quantum take on the Hammer of Beta. That should be an awesome fight. Beta and Quantum, two excellent designs here about to battle. Let the bot battle begin. Quantum coming right after Beta. Beta landing a shot with that hammer, pushing Quantum right into the rails. Quantum now underneath Beta, pushing them into the tire. The pit is now open, but Beta does land a few shots with that hammer right onto the top of Quantum. Quantum's gotta get Beta from the sides or flip Beta over, but that ain't gonna be easy. Launch from the floor flipper, flips both bots, but Quantum still on their head. Beta coming in for more shots to the underbelly of Quantum. More shots to the top of Quantum, and a piece of Quantum came off. Most likely came off of the Crusher. More hits to the top of Quantum. Approaching a minute through this fight, and Beta definitely scored major points with all those blows from that hammer. Beta clearly winning the ground game so far, as they are just underneath Quantum and pulverizing them with that hammer. Another couple of shots, more blows to the top of Quantum. Quantum has got to get underneath Beta, get to the sides or something just to get them going. Beta trying to push Quantum into the pit. They set them free, though. Another push. And another shot to the top of Quantum. And right on the wedge of Quantum, Beta lands more shots. Approaching a minute left in this fight, and I gotta say, Beta is on top here by quite a bit. Quantum's gotta get something going here. Quantum near the pit. They fall down the pit! That is going to do it for this fight, as Beta will take this fight by knockout and will move on to the next round. We now have the second round set, as we will see a battle between the Flaming Hammer of Blacksmith and the Electric Hammer of Beta. But first, we will see a battle between the BattleBots and the BuggleBots, runner-up in their recent seasons, Witch Doctor vs. Thunderchild. You won't want to miss this epic battle. Thunderchild coming in with their Forks configuration. It looks like they want to try to win the ground game and push Witch Doctor around. And right now, they are doing that. Now Thunderchild opens up the pit, but now takes a few shots from that spinner of Witch Doctor. Another couple of blows to the underside of Thunderchild. Thunderchild just unable to get an inch on Witch Doctor and get underneath them to push him around. There they go, and they get a flip on Witch Doctor. Unfortunately, Witch Doctor does have a self-righting mechanism, so that doesn't really do Thunderchild too much good. Witch Doctor chewing up the sides of Thunderchild, pushing them against the rails. Another shot from Witch Doctor. Near a minute into this fight, Witch Doctor definitely hits the damage category, but aggression and control has been about even here. More shots to the sides and the underside of Thunderchild here. Another shot. Thunderchild just unable to get an inch on Witch Doctor, get an inch of breathing space. Now they're underneath Witch Doctor, but a piece of Thunderchild has been lost as Thunderchild being hit back into the corner. They gotta get out of there, losing another piece there. Witch Doctor underneath Thunderchild once again. Halfway through this fight, Witch Doctor is taking complete control of this fight. But not by much, as Thunderchild's had a few moments themselves. But Thunderchild probably needs a knockout here if they are to take this fight. Witch Doctor is causing a lot of mayhem with that vertical spinner. Back into the rails goes Witch Doctor and flipped over again. Then they'll self-right, using their self-right mechanism. Thunderchild underneath Witch Doctor again, pushing them around over the flame pits. Thunderchild inching near the pit. They gotta avoid the pit, that's for sure. Witch Doctor coming after Thunderchild nearly drives into the pit themselves. Thunderchild trying to push Witch Doctor down the pit. That might be their big hopes of a knockout. Uh-oh. Down the pit goes Witch Doctor. An upset has just been pulled off as Thunderchild takes down the BattleBots runner-up and will claim the first spot in the Heat Final. I bet most of y'all did not see that coming. Who will join Thunderchild in tonight's Heat Final? Will it be Blacksmith or Beta? Two hammer designs here. I expect we're going to see a big slugfest in this one. Let the bot battle begin. Beta coming right towards Blacksmith. Looks like they open up the pit. Blacksmith landing a few shots with that flaming hammer. Beta stuck in the corner. Beta lands a shot of their own. Sadly misfired on the second one. Beta turning towards Blacksmith. Blacksmith charging. Beta lands a couple of shots with that hammer. Another one. Major shots being exchanged by both bots here. Blacksmith nearly underneath Beta, nearly pushing down the pit. Blacksmith pushing Beta down to the pit. Blacksmith wins and will claim the second spot in the Heat Final, where they will take on Thunderchild. Match 1 of the Heat Final coming up next. Who will take it between these two extremely durable and well-defended teams? Two great bots here. Match 1 of the Heat Final about to be underway. Let the bot battle begin. Both bots charging, and both bots get flipped out of that. Big hit by that flaming hammer, and that flame getting to the insides of Thunderchild. Another charge by Thunderchild. Looks like their strategy is going to be similar to what they had against Hypnodisc. Just continue charging right at Blacksmith and try to control and show lots of aggression in this fight. Blacksmith right into the side, getting pushed right into the rails. Looks like Thunderchild does have a more superior drivetrain there. Another shot by that flaming hammer of Blacksmith. Blacksmith's got to keep that going. Try and get some points in the damage category there. Another shot, more shots from that flaming hammer, more flame getting to Thunderchild there. Thunderchild just upside down right now, not able to get the push power, not able to get all the push power they are looking for right now. More blows from that hammer. Another one there. More flame getting to the inside of Thunderchild here. We're past the 1 minute mark in this fight. I gotta say, Blacksmith has been on top of the damage category, but they're not completely ahead on points here. Thunderchild has showed a lot of aggression and control so far. Tumbles over, knocks Blacksmith over, but Blacksmith can self-right with ease there. Another shot coming from that flaming hammer. More hits from Blacksmith. Halfway through this fight, Blacksmith is probably on top in points, but not by much here. More hits from that flaming hammer. Thunderchild probably needs a win by knockout, as Blacksmith's doing quite a little bit more damage with that flaming hammer, and that is a big thing that the judges take into consideration if this fight was to go to the judges. 1 minute left in this fight here. Thunderchild just continuing to charge after Blacksmith, just showing lots of aggression and control here. But then Blacksmith just not giving up, just continuing to hit on them with that hammer and that flame. Hit after hit there. Blacksmith has got to be ahead on damage points here. And Blacksmith gets flipped over by that wedge and push power of Thunderchild again. But then responds back with 2 more hammer shots there. Hit after hit there. Less than 30 seconds to go in this fight. Thunderchild finally gets back on their side. Now they're charging in at Blacksmith. They're underneath Blacksmith here. And they flip him again, push him over towards the rails again. And we are 5 seconds left. This fight is going to go to the judges. What a fight we just saw. As usual, the judging criteria will be based on BattleBots 7-point scale, and I gotta say, I would not want to judge this fight. So now the results. The judges unanimously scored match 1 of the Heat Final 4. Blacksmith, and I agree with that, as Blacksmith did a lot more damage with the main weapon, but Thunderchild did show a lot of potential with aggression and control. So now we'll see if they show a lot more of that when we get to match 2 of this Heat Final. With a win, the Blacksmith can claim their spot in the semifinals. If Thunderchild wins, they force a match 3 as they get flipped early on an early charge here by Blacksmith. Blacksmith with a misfire with that hammer. There's a hit by that flaming hammer. Thunderchild flipped back over. Here's charged by Thunderchild, pushing Blacksmith right into the rails. Ram after ram, Thunderchild just not letting Blacksmith get away, get any breathing room there. There we go, Blacksmith finally gets free of the corner. But Thunderchild right back on the attack after a misfire by Blacksmith's hammer. There's a hit by the flaming hammer of Blacksmith as Blacksmith gets pushed right into the rails again. Blacksmith gets flipped again. They easily do self-right. But now Blacksmith getting some breathing room. Lands another shot with that hammer. Minute into this fight, I'd say Thunderchild is on top, but not by much right now. Thunderchild nearly gets Blacksmith out of the arena like what they did with Hypnodisc earlier this episode. Another hit by Blacksmith's hammer. Yeah, another hit up in the air, and up in the air goes Blacksmith. Another flip by Thunderchild here. Halfway through this fight right now, and Thunderchild showing a lot more control and aggression in this fight compared to the first match that these 2 teams had. Thunderchild just going in charge after charge, and Blacksmith not able to hit the mark right on Thunderchild every time. Almost a minute left to go in this fight here. Here's right now Thunderchild pushing Blacksmith into the rails again. They open up the pit. Let's see, will one of these 2 bots put the other in the pit this time? Another big hit that sends Blacksmith flying across the arena. They nearly get sent down the pit of oblivion there. Thunderchild is not giving Blacksmith much time to breathe here. Almost 30 seconds left to go in this fight, and Thunderchild takes Blacksmith right back in the corner, continuing to just pressure the BattleBot veteran. There's a hit by the Flaming Hammer there. Blacksmith needs to get a few more hits and make it more likely. I'd say Thunderchild is ahead on points here, but not by much. Blacksmith could very easily win the decision, though, due to their primary weapon damage. Less than 10 seconds to go. I think this fight is going to be going to the judges as well. I gotta say, another very close decision, another great performance by both bots. So now the decision. Once again, the decision by our panel of judges was unanimous. They scored this fight in favor of Thunderchild. And I agree with that, as Thunderchild showed a lot more aggression and control in this one compared to match 1, and Blacksmith didn't land quite as many hammer blows. So now a match 3 has been forced, and so now these two bots have one win each, and the next battle will decide who will take this heat and claim their spot in the semifinals. Match 3 about to begin. Winner takes the whole heat. Let the match 3, the heat final, begin. Both bots getting sent back once again. Thunderchild flipped over. Blacksmith coming in, trying to land some shots at that Flaming Hammer there. That is their advantage. There's some flame getting inside Thunderchild's system there. Couple misfires by Blacksmith, and now there's some damage being done by the Flaming Hammer of Blacksmith. And there's the first official landed blow, and now Thunderchild at the sides tried to push them around a lot harder since they are flipped over. But now they righted themselves, now it'll be easier for them to push around Blacksmith. Thunderchild pushing Blacksmith into the corner. This is going to be trouble for Blacksmith if they can't land some hammer blows. Blacksmith gets flipped over, but Thunderchild just on the attack again. Thunderchild just so low to the ground here, just not letting Blacksmith get an inch, as Blacksmith does land a few hammer blows there after getting rammed into the rails a few times. Got a big hit by Thunderchild there. Thunderchild just coming like a battering ram at Blacksmith, and able to push them around that way. Blacksmith flips themselves over after a misfire from that hammer. Thunderchild just on the attack again. As Blacksmith underneath Thunderchild there. Another big hit by Thunderchild. Halfway through this fight, and I gotta say that this one is quite even right now. As Blacksmith just on the attack, same with Thunderchild, just charging at Blacksmith, trying to show lots of aggression and control here. And there's a big hit that flips Blacksmith over. Thunderchild just pushing Blacksmith back into the rails again. A misfire from that Flaming Hammer. There's a hit from the Flaming Hammer. And Thunderchild's now pushing at Blacksmith again. Pushing them right near the rails once again. And some more charges from Thunderchild. Less than a minute here. And Thunderchild just taking control, might be taking control of this fight now. Blacksmith a misfire here from that hammer. Nearly hit them. There's a shot from Blacksmith and some more flame going into the inside of Thunderchild here. Less than 30 seconds to go. There's a couple hits by Blacksmith. There's that Flaming Hammer coming in now, doing some late damage here. Now, it's almost 10 seconds left to go. I gotta say, this has been one of the closest fights of the entire season. As 5 seconds left, another hit right into the corner, and a last-second shot from the hammer right as the clock runs out. This fight will go to the judges. 3 heat final matches, 3 judges' decisions. So, as usual, the judges will be using BattleBot's 7-point scale, and for this fight, based on their decisions, this happened to be the closest scored fight of this entire season. The winner, by split decision, the winner of this heat, who will be moving on to the semifinals, is Blacksmith. A very close call all by the judges. Very close fight as usual, as Blacksmith will claim their spot in the semifinals here. We will see Thunderchild again as they will fight in our last chance episode, as they will fight for one of 4 wildcard spots back into the tournament. And based on their success in this heat, I bet they could do it. As usual, thanks for all the support. Feel free to hit the like, reply, and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Good night.